Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Pompoween. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Pompberry, and today I'm going to be doing a Starry Night inspired witch look. I know how much you guys like my witch looks, and I love doing them. They're super fun, and I think they're super cute and great for like a last minute Halloween look. All you need really to complete the costume is a witch hat, but other than that, you can kind of dress however you want. So it's a super casual, super comfortable costume, or you can make it as complicated as you want. But today I'm keeping it easy and casual, so let's get straight into it. But before I begin, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and put on my wig, and I usually leave this for the last step, but because I don't want the purples in the makeup to clash with the hair, I want to have the wig on to make sure that the colors match and go together well. Because if I don't have the wig on, I could just guess that a tone might be nice, and then when I put the wig on, I find that they don't really go together, they don't really mesh. So I just figured it would be easier to put the wig on. And if you want to learn how I styled this wig, I will have a tutorial coming out, so keep a lookout for that. Once it's up, I'm going to link it right up here. No, the wig did not come like this. I styled it myself. I dyed these purple extensions. It's a whole process. So that will be my next video that I post for Pompoween. But anyway, I've got it on, and I don't want it to be in front of my face, getting in the way of the makeup. So I'm just going to very gently put it back while I work. As you can tell, I've obviously already done my skin and my eyebrows. For my eyebrows, I just used eyeshadow and purple mascara. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with the eyes. I'm gonna be using the BH Sweet Shop Cotton Candy palette. This is a gorgeous purple and pink palette. And I'm gonna start with the shade Sugar Plum. And this is going to be kind of reminiscent of a look I've done where I had a bunch of clouds framing my face, but this time I'm going to limit it to the eye region. And I've been dying to try these BH Candy Shop palettes, so I'm excited. I'm finally able to. I'm going to take that under my eye as well. I kind of want it to blend outwards and just kind of blend into nothing. I'm really blending it towards my hairline. I don't want a really kind of harsh demarcated shadow. This hair is taking up like half the frame. It's ridiculous. I'm also blending it quite a bit towards the brow. I really want this whole area to have a little bit of color. This is going to be the base for my night sky. I might even take a little bit of confection and use that around the edges to blend it out a little bit. Just running that on the brow bone. Oh, that is such a cute shade of pink. I'm also going to use that around here and under the eye as well. Now I really want to try out the Black Moon Cosmetics Urban Myth palette. It looks a little something like this. I think it looks so awesome. The top row is shimmers, the bottom row is mattes. And I want to go in with Chupacabra, even though it might be a little too cool toned. I might have to warm it up a little bit, but I want to try it anyway. And I'm only dipping in a little bit. I don't know how pigmented these are. If it's anything like their other eyeshadows, they're going to be hella pigmented. So I just want to go little by little. And I'm just taking that in my crease to deepen it up a little bit more and create more definition in this area. I actually do really like that color, and it does seem really well pigmented, but again, I'm just going slowly and building it up little by little. I'm also going to take that on the bottom lash line and just blending that out with the previous brush. I feel like I want to deepen it even further, but warming it up a little bit. And for that, I'm going to use the Sugar Pill Poison Plum eyeshadow. And this one is just slightly more warm toned, and I think it'll just match the hair a little bit better. See what I was talking about with the matching? Because purples can either go really warm or really cool. And since the wig is full of warm tones, I wanted to keep a little bit of warmth in the eyes as well. I'm also taking that under, trying to keep it really close to the lash line. And just to warm it up a touch more, I'm going in with Sugar Pill's 2AM eyeshadow, which is this one. And I think this is a discontinued color, but they've substituted it for something that's very similar. This is darkening the eye area a little bit, but also adding a hint of warmth. I'm gonna go ahead and use the shade Confection again, but this time I'm gonna bring it down onto my cheeks. So I'm starting where the eyeshadow ends and just bringing it down. And this is just going to help melt the eyeshadow into the blush. I was planning on doing like a purple blush, but this color here, Carnival, is kind of calling out to me. So I'm gonna try. And I'm gonna add that right there. It's like the exact color of the wig. So I'm just going to add that Ooh, that's a hot pink. Adding that close to the eye and just slowly blending it towards the apple of my cheeks. I might still add a lilac to the cheeks, but I feel like this color goes really well with the hair. Kind of want to add this shade to my nose as well. I'm going to take it under my nose and around and then across. I'm doing kind of the little button nose thing where you do a line across your nose. It's easier with a smaller brush. This one I'm just doing the general strokes, and I'm going to define this shape with a smaller brush. Bringing it all the way to the bridge, apparently. I know that I started doing the cheeks, but the eyes are nowhere near done. I was just kind of setting the base colors first. Okay, I clipped my hair back because it was too much. Now on my lid, I'm going to take the color Sugar, which is really cool tone, but I think it'll give a nice contrast. And I'm just going to apply that to the very center of my lid. Probably works better with my finger, so I'm going to try that. Oh yeah, way better. And I'm probably going to apply it on wet as well, but this seems like it might be more of a topper than an eyeshadow. Could be wrong about it. It seems like there's a certain translucency to it, and it's very, very shimmery, so it kind of feels like a topper. But I'm going to take it on a dense brush and spritz it with some setting spray, and then pick some more up and then go in again. I don't know if that made a difference. Maybe a little, but I don't know. Okay, yeah, I can tell I can like slowly build it up. Then just make sure it doesn't overlap the crease color. Blend it out if it does. Okay, I feel like I really want to darken up the outer corner of my eye even more. So I'm taking the Melt She's in Parties palette, and I'm going to use the color Mean Streak. Now this is more of a plum, or I guess like a wine color, less of a purple. Ooh, and I took way too much. But I'm going to use that because it is a warmer shade and it's also very, very dark. I'm going to use that to really darken this outer edge. Oh god, I took way too much on the brush. These eyeshadows are so freaking pigmented. If you've never used Melt eyeshadows, they're basically the most pigmented eyeshadows I've ever used. Now to do the clouds, I'm going to use a dark base to kind of outline them, and then white on top of that to really bring out the clouds. But I don't want the dark base to mix in with the white. The white I'm going to be using is a cream color, and so it's water activated. If I were to use two cream colors, they would just mix together and I'd get like a gray cloud, and I don't want that at all. So for my base, I'm going to be using a liquid lipstick instead. I thought about using black, but I've got this dark purple that's almost black, and it's the Black Moon Purgatory lipstick, and it's probably what I'm going to be wearing on my lips. Still haven't decided. You can see the color here. It's basically black. And I'm going to take that on a little lip brush, and I'm just going to create the outline of the clouds. So I'm basically just pressing down and then moving to the side, pressing down again, and just creating like a little cloud right there. And then I'm just doing some lines at the bottom. And this is just going to be the base for my cloud. My clouds are going to be white, but they need something to contrast against. And I think I'm going to do like 3 little clouds, just letting them fade into the crease. I might actually do another one over here at the very end. And they kind of look like little storm clouds. They won't though once I put on the white. And you can do as many or as few as you'd like. And I'm thinking of adding a last one right here. And let this guy just fade into the cheek. Now I'm going to take the Makeup Forever Color Cream in white, and I'm going to use that for the second layer of my clouds. And it is a cream paint that's water-based, so you can dilute it with water if you think it's too thick. I'm going to take it on another lip brush, and I'm not going to take a lot on my brush, and I'm just going to stamp it down like I did before. And that might actually be too much on the brush, because I do want texture, as I said. So I'm just going to keep using the brush as like a little stamp. And I just want like a thin layer of the white first. I'm gonna do stronger highlights after. I'm concentrating the white kind of on the peaks and then just kind of blending it out so it fades. And even though it isn't mixing with the lipstick that I used as a base, the color seems to be kind of like bleeding through. So the white is turning a little bit pink right here, which is really interesting. I did not expect that to happen. And I'm gonna take a little more white on the brush and start doing the highlights. You want to concentrate it just on the very tops of the floofs. Yes, that is the technical term, so that you can get dimension within the clouds. If you don't have a cream color, you could always use a white face paint for this. You can use a white grease paint. You could even use a white concealer if you have one. Then at the bottom of the clouds, I'm gonna do kind of these little like lines, I guess. I decided to do it asymmetrically, so the clouds are creeping up the eye on this side and they're creeping under the eye on this other side. I just think it makes it a little more dynamic and it looks more like clouds because realistically it wouldn't be the same on both sides. What do I mean by realistically? No one would have clouds on their face in the first place, but I think you know what I mean. Okay, so as you can see, the white has turned completely pink. I was not expecting that at all. So I'm going to go in with another layer of white, but this time I'm going to use the Suva Beauty Hydra Liner. And I have noticed this happen with the Hydra Liner as well, where the color underneath kind of bleeds into it. But I'm hoping that that won't be the case today. I might just be really optimistic. So I'm going to take that and do the same thing. I just want to highlight kind of the tops of the clouds. And if this doesn't work, then I might have to use a gel liner or something like that. But I am hoping this works. I wanted to have it on top of black. I maybe should have done the black because then I wouldn't have this issue. The clouds wouldn't turn pink. I feel like it'll be okay. I feel like in my attempt to highlight the clouds, I turned this area too light. So I'm just going to take that dark plum color again on a pencil brush and I'm just going to run that in between a few of the clouds to kind of give more space between them because again I do want this to seem like a night sky and I will be adding stars and everything, but you see what difference that makes. Just want to make sure there's a darkness between them. It sounds like a book title or something. The darkness between them. Okay, I like that much better now with the shading in between the clouds. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that purple and just go right above and below the clouds to just shade that area a little bit so that there isn't such a stark difference from the clouds to the rest of the skin. It's like a gradual fade. Now it's time for some stars. Yeah, that white is still turning pink. I need to figure something out that won't turn pink. But anyway, I'm going to take the Hydra Liner again, this time on a really thin liner brush. And I'm going to start doing little 4-pointed stars. I start in the middle and then flick up, down, to the side and the other side. Now that one was pretty big. I want to do them a little bit smaller than that, but you get the gist. I'm going to keep adding these here and there. That's really going to help sell the night sky idea. I'm going to be adding other types of stars too, but this is just the first one to start off with. And I'm going to do like a ton of these. Then once I'm done with those stars, it looks very sparkly and it's starting to look really cute. I'm getting really happy. I'm going to take that same white and I'm going to do little dots this time. So these I can do in between the clouds even because they're smaller. I can fit them kind of anywhere. And I want to just do a bunch of tiny little dots to add even more stars here and there, and even add some over the clouds too, because why not? I want this to look very, very starry and very sparkly. And be sure to move your hair out of the way when you do this, otherwise you will get paint on your hair. Okay, I love how it's looking. I'm going to take the white and just go one more time over the tops of certain clouds, this time using the liner brush. And if that doesn't work, then I don't know what will. And since I've got the white out, I'm going to go ahead and draw a little moon on this side. It's going to be like a little crescent moon. And I just started by drawing like a little C, and then I can start thickening it up. And the shape doesn't have to be super exact. I'm going to outline it with black later. And I've decided I didn't like the shape that much, so I'm just taking a Q-tip and just making it a little skinnier. And I'm only going to have one moon on this side, and then I'm just going to do a star over here as well, but making it a little bit bigger than the other ones, with maybe a little one beside it. I think I do want to add some lilac to the cheeks and the blush area, so I'm taking, as always, the Creepy Cute palette by Shroud Cosmetics, and I'm going to take the color Planchette, and I'm just going to start applying that next to my nose, and I'm going to use that to kind of connect the nose to this blush here, and I might mix it a little bit with Strawberry Milk just to help blend it into the pink. Then to refine the nose contour, I'm taking that hot pink again, and I'm just going to create that line across and then go around the nose, but just really being precise with the application this time. I might also add a little bit of this guy just to intensify it a little bit more, and then blending that along the sides of the nose as well and under to really help create that button nose illusion. I'm also going to take it on the nostrils. You don't want it to be like a super harsh line. You do want to blend it out. I think I'm going to use some of the purple in here as well, just to cool it down a little bit. I'm also taking that and bringing it all the way up till it meets the brow, and it just looks like a cute little button nose. And because of the gold strands in the hair, I want to add some element of gold to the eyes, and so I'm going in with the Mehron Paradise paint in the color Mango, and this is also a water activated face paint. I'm just doing 1 drop of water in there and swirling the brush around to activate it, and then I'm just gonna do a few more little stars with the yellow. I'm doing them a little bit bigger than the white one so that they can be pretty visible. And if you thought the stars were over, you were wrong. Now I'm going to take a purple water activated face paint. This one is by Wolf. I'm going to use that to do some stars on my nose and cheek area. And also I covered some of the 4-point stars with the yellow. I just thought it would be a nice little touch. Okay, so now I'm going to do some 4-pointed stars around my nose. And I'm also going to do some dots with this as well, kind of just how I did with the white. And I kind of also want to add another type of star, which is a 4-pointed, but it's like a sparkle, you know, like an emoji sparkle. Because of course my little witch has got freckles. Why wouldn't she have them? Then I'm going back to the white and doing some more little freckles. And this just kind of helps to marry the eyes and the cheeks together. Now I just want to take some black. I'm taking the Suva Beauty Hydra Liner in Grease, and I'm going to be outlining the moon with this. Now I'm probably not going to breathe for this. Need to fix it a little, but I think the white freckles on the face made it a little too busy, and I'm still going to fix the moon. I'm just waiting for it to dry. But I'm going back with the brush that I used to contour my nose, and I'm just going over the white freckles to kind of turn them pink, to mute them a little bit. And just because I don't know why, I just think it made things a little too busy. It kind of distracted from the eyes, and I really want the eyes to be the focus. The freckles around the nose and cheeks are really just secondary. So by toning them down, it maintains the lightness around the eyes. Yeah, I feel like that's a lot better. Okay, we're almost done here. Kind of, not really. I'm going again with the white and just fixing up the moon. And I'm being very careful with this because I don't want to reactivate the black. Otherwise it would become a gray muddy mess. So I want to avoid running my brush multiple times over the same spot. Now I'm just going to very quickly line my eyes just so that I can hide the lash band a little bit better. Trying to keep this pretty close to my lash line. And I'm not going to bring it out because there's no room to do a cat eye. So this is really just to hide the lash band. Oh, and I'm using the One Size liner, by the way. I also forgot to mention, but I did contour my face before I started with the Melt Contour Stack. I've combined both the cream and the powder, but I used the powder and I used the light medium contour color. Okay, now I'm going to take the colors that I used on my eyes. I think I'm actually going to start with this guy, and I'm going to do the corners of my mouth. And this will just give my lips a powderier look. I'm blending it upwards and out, and you can already see it makes the lips look a little more pouty. I'm going to go in with Sugar Plum next and blend everything out with Confection. And then I think I might take Carnival and apply that just right under my bottom lip. And this is just kind of going to diffuse the lip shape a little bit and blending it out with Confection. And I am going to go in with lipstick, but this is just going to give a cute little diffusion around the lips. And now I'm going to take that same shade of lipstick that I used on my eyes for the clouds, and I'm going to apply it. Oh, that is very dark. That might be a little too dark, but I think it might also be okay. Yeah, I think it looks cute. And because it's so dark, it makes the eyes really be the focus because they're the really bright point of the face. Now that the lipstick's done, I'm just taking this color again and I'm applying it to the very outer corners and under the lip, and I'm just going to use this to blend out the lipstick a little bit. You see that just fades it into the pink that I put there before. And since I've realized I've forgotten to highlight, I'm going in with the Milk Makeup Flex Highlighter in the color Blitzed. And it's a slightly pinkish gold. And I'm going to take that onto my chin, my Cupid's bow, the tip of my nose, the very top of the bridge of my nose. And then I might add it right here, kind of to the cheek. Just a little, to make the skin look really nice and dewy and shiny, even though it covers up the stars a little bit that I did when the light hits it, but that's okay. Now I'm going to line my waterline using the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the color Crybaby. It's this very, very pale baby lilac, and it just matches the clouds pretty well and the rest of the makeup, and it helps to open up the eyes. Also, I haven't addressed my contacts that keep flipping around, but they're basically two-tone contacts, so they're half purple and half pink, but they keep like turning around, so sometimes you'll see the pink, sometimes you'll see the lilac. Anyway, it's a thing. But I'm like not too bothered by having different colored eyes. I feel like it adds something different to the look. Now for mascara, I'm using the Milani Highly Rated mascara. I'm gonna apply plenty to the top and bottom lashes. I'm going to put on some fake lashes off camera, then I'm gonna get my accessories and I'll come back to show you the finished look. And this is the finished look. I just put on a little choker with a moon and my trusty old witch hat with a brooch. This one is from Madame Whiskers. I'll link the shop down below. This hair to me feels a little Kesha in her early days. It's a little bit crazy. It's a little bit all over the place, but I really like that it's got different colors. It's got kind of a mixture of different textures as well, which gives it a more kind of like grungy look. I kind of like it this way. Oh, and this wig, if you're curious, it is from Bellamy. It is their Karina wig, and I do have a code with them, which is Pompberry, which will get you money off, but I believe they're having like a mega sale on their website right now, which has its own special code. But if you want anything that's not on sale, you can always use my code to save some money. And I'm just so happy that I'm a little starry witch. I feel like this look is like if a witch went to high school, which I am digging. I love it. I really miss doing my little witch looks. I haven't done one in a minute, and so this year I wanted to do more than just one. And I honestly don't think I'll ever stop doing witch looks. I just love doing them so much. I always wish that I could keep the makeup on. They're always like some of my favorite looks. So I hope you enjoyed this one as well. I also hope you're enjoying Pompoween so far. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to all my patrons who support me, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh no, I've already filmed the outro and everything, but I just realized I forgot to do my inner corners. So hold up, taking the highlighter and I'm just hitting the inner corners. How could I forget that? I'm also going to take the Urban Myth palette and use Area 51, which is a silver. I'm just going to use that right at the very corner, just layering it on top of the highlighter to cool it down a bit and hopefully add a little bit more shine. Okay, what the heck was I thinking?